So I prayed and like, God, if this guy is not the one, can you please like make him disappear? Just like make him disappear out of blue. Because previously, many times before, all the guys that weren't right for me disappeared automatically.
I started off in 2004 as a technical officer, and I wasn't earning very much. So what I wanted to do was to supplement my income, freelance and stuff. So a friend said, why don't you do a Christmas event for me? And it's basically interviewing people, asking them how they feel about Christmas, how they're going to celebrate Christmas, and so I said, why not? Part of that event was to film floats traveling down Orchard. So he gave me a camera, he gave me a battery, and then off I went. Unfortunately, the battery he used was an OEM battery, which didn't last like 60 minutes, lasted more like 30 minutes. So I sat down on the road and waiting for him to come back with a new battery. He never came back. But while I was waiting for him, Ruth came along and sat next to me. So I wanted to ask her name, but I didn't dare. So we talked, and she asked, oh, are you a cameraman, and why are you sitting down the road? And apparently I said I had no batteries, and she was like, what sort of cameraman are you, you know? And when I wanted to ask her name, she left.
Because I was like walking around, and the act stopped, so we were waiting for an action to direction to go on. And then I saw this guy with a media tag around his neck, and then me being kaypoh, I wanted to know more media people so I could get into the media circle. So I sat down next to him, and then I started talking to him and say, oh, hi, you're a cameraman from MediaCorp? Then when he said no, that okay, so sad. Then when he said that he was sitting down because his battery had run out, then I was like, oh my god, this is the worst cameraman ever.
So 2 nights later at the Christmas Eve concert, I was looking for her. I was actively looking for her to ask her name, but I didn't find her until the last act of the night, which was this Australian family, and then she appeared with a digital camera and a video camera in one hand. So I offered to help her shoot the video camera, and yeah, from there we exchanged numbers and got to know each other. Yeah.
So that night you weren't on assignment?
I was.
And you were helping her do her work when you were on assignment?
Yes. Oh, no. I only need to get 2 minutes of footage from every act. So once I get 2 minutes of footage, I'm done. Yeah. And you know, if it gives me a chance to meet her, you know, it kind of helps, you know, the work can wait. It wasn't easy to start a relationship with her because she didn't want to be in a relationship at that time. So
the reason, can I say the reason?
Yeah, you can say the reason.
Oh, I say the reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I kept trying, and the more I kept trying, the more she kept pushing me away. So it wasn't until the point where she was about to leave when she left for Australia, and she was about to come back for a break, and we finally got together, which was actually quite amazing. So when she came back, we had a great time. Then she left again. Complete the final semester, if I'm not wrong, right? Final semester?
No, second last.
Second last semester, okay. And again, there were some misunderstandings, and we broke up when she was in Australia. And from then on, I didn't do what I did before. I didn't keep chasing her until someone came into her life, and someone sort of came into my life, and then it brought us back together. So Ian was her housemate, Ian from church, and Grace had the same cancer she had when she was 9. So these friends and these sort of circumstances then brought us together, and one day she gave me a call. Or was it an SMS? It was an SMS. It was she SMS me out of the blue. Out of the blue. I haven't contacted her for at least 2 months. At least 2 months. Yeah, and then we reconciled and started all again. And then I proposed last year, the day before Christmas Eve.
Oh, when I went to Australia, the week after I got to Australia and my dad came back to Singapore, I felt really homesick. So the first person I called wasn't my dad. Oops. The first person I called was him because I knew he could make me laugh and be happy. So I called him, and indeed, like 1 hour later, he really made me feel much better already. And so that happened, and we continued talking, but then I realized that we're getting too close. Then I said, okay, don't talk to me anymore. And then he stopped for a couple of months, 2-3 months, and then suddenly a card comes from him. He made the card himself. And I was like, oh my gosh, I miss him so much. So I called back, and then we got together. Yeah, and then when we broke up, it was also because of some misunderstandings. And how we got back together was praying for understanding, praying for reconciliation, and God really brought us back. I mean, through Yan and through Grace, I was able to see another aspect of him, and was able to give him a chance.